Hi, welcome to the Stocking It Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jane Itma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. This is episode 123. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Yeah.
Neat.
Again, we have a really long time before anything like that ever happens.
Right. Yes.
I'm sure we'll find other things that the numbers do, but how has your week been going? Short week.
Yeah, so far so good. And it's not really a short week.
Well, between our podcasting.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
I just know that I'm going to be working until Friday.
As will I. And I started on Monday, so 5 days this week.
But my kids have a short week.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to go to school
that's
on
true.
Friday.
That's true indeed.
But I do not.
I'm going to have to concede the great runoff.
Oh,
yes.
Husband is way too far ahead.
Well, yeah. I'm full of excuses. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I'm trying to be classy here, but while he was sick, I waited until he started running again before I started running, and he did not give me that same common courtesy. And then he runs indoors, and it's been super uber cold. Yep. I tried to run on Saturday, and then Sunday I just felt gross again, and I was like, ugh, I tried to run too soon. And then when he started, he was like, oh my gosh, 3 miles. Oh, that's all I'm ever going to be able to run. He goes out and he bangs out 5-6 miles on the treadmill now.
Oh.
I'm like,
how long does that take him?
Under an hour.
Okay.
But, I'm just like,
not uber fast then.
No, but I mean it's faster than if you were outside dealing with it being cold and the hills. Yeah. And so, yes, full of excuses, ultimately lost. I have 2 days in which if he didn't run, I would probably have to put in 5 miles a day for the next 2 days. And if he does run, I'd have to put a half marathon in. So, yeah.
They just have to give up, which is worse, why did he do that? Because now it's unobtainable, at least not easily, and so then it's it's too far, I'll just sit down.
He didn't run today, so
okay.
I guess maybe he's giving me hope, but I still think he'll run tomorrow, it's okay. Well, there'll be another
tomorrow.
Day. It's been crazy at work too, so I've got lots of excuses. But ultimately I lost, and I can deal with said loss like a good loser.
Okay. At the beginning of this week, I said I need to get out of bed and run, and I won't try to go fast or hit a certain mile number. It'll just be minutes, so it won't. No pressure, Amy. No pressure. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Monday in, and I got today in, but Tuesday was nope, snooze. Gonna sleep in.
8. Are you doing it indoors?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. It was 8 out.
8 degrees.
Yeah. When I was gonna go run, and I was like, not so much. I would rather the sun come out and have it be a little warmer.
Where's he running inside then, at the Y?
No, we have a treadmill.
Okay, that's right. You'd rather jab sharp sticks in your eyes.
Yes, I told him I would rather just lose the competition than run on the treadmill. So. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little opinionated, but I don't think he'd ride his bike indoors, so.
Yeah.
What else do we have going on? Next week we will not be recording. Amy has house guests, and I will be out of the state. Yes. Which is ultimately why we aren't re-recording. You may have ran off and recorded with me while you had house guests, right?
Yes. I could have done that. And I think my house guests will be on by Wednesday, but for the most part.
Okay. So it's all my fault. Blame me. What else do we have going on? We have the Little Skein, Annie Light Over the Moon kit, and that drawing will be when I get back and we record the following week in April. Mm-hmm. And we will also draw for the March self-striping in April. And then you have all of April yet to still do the colorwork KL. And I keep on the stranded colorwork KL, and I keep on thinking I'm going to put pictures or a list of all the fabulous prices that we've got out in that thread, and I haven't yet. So
okay.
Needs to be done yet. And then I have not yet posted the yarn we reviewed last week from, I almost said last year, last week from Dream in Color. So it's the Jilly base, and I thought perhaps we could say, what color would you pair with blush?
Yeah.
And
it was shy.
Shy? Yeah.
Okay.
It is shy.
Pair with shy.
Shy. And you could go over to Fiber Wild and look at what ones they have.
So tempting.
It is so tempting. 20% off. It's a really fabulous base. We got confirmation that it is a little more tightly plied.
Okay.
Than other single ply bases out there. So yeah, that's nice. Gives it a little more.
It's not plied because it's
not plied,
but twist.
I think that's still called plying, isn't it? Don't you ply a single? I'm not a spinner, but
to me, plying is the putting the two together, or three, or four. So single ply, you're not plying. You've already put the twist in. You set the twist into a single ply.
Don't know. I just act like I
No
understand spinning. I don't really know. I do understand yarn, and plies, but apparently a single ply isn't ply, even though it has a single ply. Don't know.
Philosophical question.
That's all. I'll just pause and think about that for a second.
When I'm spinning and I do a single ply, I don't ply that single ply.
You don't like run it back through to give it twist? Wouldn't that be? Would that
No,
be twisting or would that be plying?
You don't run it back through though. You do
well,
it once and then you set it.
Even if it's more tightly plied, you don't run it back through. Okay, very, very exciting. But ultimately, you could win that beautiful skein of yarn. I guess bonus points or conversation point starter if you would say like I would pair it with this color and I would make this because I would be interested in 2-color shawls that are out there that are exciting and interesting to folks. At the end of the show, we will be reviewing Botanical Knits 2 by Alana Dacos, and we'll have some retreat news.
Yes.
How's that for a leader?
Yep.
Lead us into it.
That is what you do. And I have very little to talk about on the FO front. Nothing.
I have no FO things.
Wow.
I have no things.
We're 0 for 0 here.
Yep, no things. We didn't coordinate that well.
No. We did call you and said, finish something.
Yeah, I have something on the cusp of being finished. I could have finished it, but I got sucked into this blanket. So, what are you working on over there?
I am working on the Greek Fire Mystery Knit-Along. I'm still working clue 3.
Never tried.
But those clues get really long at the end, right? So, clue 2 ended here, that blue, and then it went through into the, so I think after this red, there's one more blue, and then I'm done with clue 3, and I get to move on to clue 4, which has already been released.
Is that the last one?
I am unawares. I believe it is.
You just take the clues as they come.
I do. I have not read up that if it said final clue on it or anything. I just know that I have it in my inbox to click to download, and then I can move on. But right now I only have clue 3 on my phone, and it's getting there. It's not as deep as I would like, so hopefully there's a whole lot of stuff that can be done in clue 4 to grow the shawl. Still got lots of yarn left, so love to knit it up. And then I haven't worked on my mitts, but I thought I would at least show them. See? I was hoping for warmer weather, so I've been working on warmer weather things. I suppose finishing these might banish the cold weather, right?
We need Elsa.
Yes.
To come along and banish
we need to warm her heart and tell her that love will help her control her power. Anyway, let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. But she still fears. Let it go. Can't fear either.
Don't they play that at the end, or is it just like the tribal stuff?
Oh, I don't. I remember the tribal stuff.
You didn't watch it 50 million times this weekend like I did?
I didn't.
With my family? Over and over and over and over
I
again?
think we've seen it. I've seen it once and a half. 1.5. So I've seen Olaf sing twice.
I messaged my husband on Monday. I was like, I don't know that I can make it through the day without watching Frozen 3 times. My children may be a little obsessed with it.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And I am working on my second sock. These are the Skip Rib, Adrian Q, and a No Makers Maleficent colorway.
I think I have that one too.
Oh, okay. I got it as a D-stash from a lovely lady.
No, I bet I was going to get it.
Oh,
and then you ended up getting it, and we laughed and chuckled about it.
Yeah.
'Cause I think I got zombie flannel or something.
Okay.
From Amanda too.
So then I have that, and it is going to my friend Sarah when it's done. I got my surrogate sleeves done. See, they're not very big, but I only have this much yarn now. So I wasn't sure how many, like maybe I could have gotten like a couple more repeats on the sleeves.
On both sides though, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So you have to be even.
Yeah. One sleeve down here.
I was just trying to use all the yarn. It's asymmetrical.
Yeah. No, they're even, and I have this much left. And I have yet to sew up the garment. So there's going to be some of that used up in sewing it together. But yeah, so hopefully it's going to be done soon. And I'll
Soon,
get
soon.
a finished sweater. Somebody will be. And there were some questions about my surrogate knitting, and basically somebody had messaged me asking if I might like put it on our classifieds or something, and it was because she had received the yarn on D-stash and it was catified and she's allergic to cats, and so she couldn't work on it for longer than like a half an hour, and she'd be all like snuffly and whatever, and she'd have to just toss it aside and go shower, you know. And so she got through the back panel and then just gave in, you know, like in a little bit of one of the sides, and just gave in. Just was like, I can't do this anymore. Or maybe she had one side, and I forget how much she had done, but she threw in the towel. She was done. But it's a bulky weight sweater on size like whatever's like 11s or something needles, and so I offered to finish it for her. And I have cats, so it'll be kind of catified, but I will be washing it, packaging it, and putting it in the mail, and then she can wash the final garment as well once it gets to her house.
Yeah, it's easier once it's in that final garment to
Yes.
wash it up than when it's
To get all
halfway in progress.
Yeah.
So
So there's that. And then I started
not one, but two
Tink Tanks. So this is the Megan Williams tank pattern that had a long road to get released.
Yes, it did.
It was done really early, and then this contest came along, and so it had to be delayed.
And then you were able to buy it in the fall.
Yeah,
Which is
it's a hard time to buy a tank sweater
Tank top.
pattern. Yeah. So I started the bodice. This is the back. Here, I should show you the right side. Not that you can see that, but and then you work the two straps, and they came together in a V. And now I'm ready to work the other half of the bodice. And after that, it will be zoom stockinette. But I'm working them in tandem. So now I'm going to work on the child size one. And I am right at the point where I'm going to be dividing for the straps. So I can divide for the straps and do the work up until that same point again, and then I'll go back over to the adult one, finish the bodice.
So fun that you're doing them in tandem.
Well, I figured, unfortunately I'm getting all the fun bits out of the way, so then it'll be like daunting the number of inches I need to get done to do mine and hers.
Yeah, it's
and
not
then,
gonna.
Yeah, and then I have 2 balls of this, so I could totally do the whole dress thing like you did for your daughter.
Fun.
So I think that I will go ahead and do the dress thing.
And the 2 yarns you're using are?
This one is Cotton Pima Silk from Misty Alpaca. And this one is Zoe by Juniper Moon. And this one is Cotton Linen. And it's thick and thin, and yeah, I'll let you know when I've actually got the whole garment done and I have seen some stock in it on how I feel about it. Right now it's nice. I mean, it feels good, and the hand isn't too horrible. I mean, it's better than a straight linen.
Yep.
And, but I have to compare it to my go-to of Hempathy at the end of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll need to be finished and washed before I compare it to Hempathy.
Yeah, you knit a whole dress out of Hempathy.
Yes. and like 3 other garments. Like,
Yep.
I like that stuff. It's
Yeah,
my
your Gemini is...
Yep.
Yeah.
It's my go-to summer yarn. I love that yarn. Hempathy. It's a Elsbeth Levold yarn. So I couldn't say enough nice things about that yarn. I really like it. The only thing that is messing me up is that, like, I'm not super crazy about the color palette.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that green is nauseous. That green's too dark. That, you know, like, I want a green,
you have to
but
pick
it's
and
not.
choose.
Yeah. And then you have to wait a couple seasons, and then you might see, oh, that's just the right red or just the right pink, and then buy it all up.
Yeah.
But their color sense isn't the greatest to me. But they do sell a black, they sell a white, they sell a navy, and I have that purple. And so they still sell those basic, good, solid colors. It's just when they try to get into those spring colors, sometimes it's like, no, that's too orangey for salmon, and that's too pinky for, you know, I can't find a color that I think would look good on me. I think the next one, they have a light blue that I've thought about buying several times, but I haven't taken that on.
Taking the plunge. I have some Eurosport flax that I'm interested in seeing how that knits up. I think that's 100% linen as well.
Okay. Yeah, I have, the new Knit Scene has a tank pattern that calls for the linen that I have in my stash, but they have it held double with a mohair. Ugh, you know, it just does not sound good to me. Maybe their particular, it's called Silk Clouds, so it's like silk and mohair and something else, and so maybe I would like it okay mixed with the linen, but it does give the whole overall garment a halo, and maybe it is important that you hold them double in the pattern.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, have the right tension, needle size, you know, whatever you're going for there.
Yeah.
And that's an Amy Christopher's pattern, so it's like, so I might be buying that just to see if I can get away with not holding something else with it.
Yeah.
Or
something that isn't.
Yeah, mohair.
Mohair.
Basically, yeah.
Hair of the mow.
Because it's a lace weight, so I should be able to find a different lace weight.
Yeah, like a merino or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But nothing in my stash works, because I already looked. With because I have a really dark green, I don't have anything dark in my lace weight that would go. So.
You've made some progress. I saw you cast those on.
Yes, so yeah, lots of progress on things, really. I mean, the shawl has grown a bunch, and the socks have grown a bunch. I mean, a bunch, you know. I've only worked on the socks on the bus, and the sleeve was easy, you know, I was getting there, so it was easy to just finish that one up. I did seam some of my blanket together. It's so exciting. I have the Amy's Blanket colorway, and I started seaming it up using a crochet hook, and each loop is a different color.
That's
so the coolest thing. I'm like, as you know, and if you were knitting them, they would definitely get like 4 or 5 stitches before you get to a new color. It's not like they're really short repeats, but just the way I'm doing the crochet, I'm coming through a couple times, and then the loop that I'm doing is a different color every time.
Fun.
So it's really fun. And then on the right side, it's just showing a seam, which is just these bars, and those bars change color too. I think they're every 2, so you get 2 bars of a different color each time.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's coming together. I can't wait to get 2 rows done so I can seam the 2 rows the long way to see how that looks. Right now I'm enjoying how the staccato of getting them all into one strip is going, but I'm like wondering how the long one will look. But
Fun.
can't do that until I finish everything else. And I'm trying to put in ends as I go, so which I haven't been doing on this shawl.
Admirable.
Well, look at this shawl. I haven't been following the directions. At the end of each clue, it says weave in your ends, and you're done. And I haven't been doing that.
I reached the end of my
finished
futzy.
him.
Like I got 2 ears, 2 ears and 2 legs done, and these are legs, not arms. I just couldn't handle any more futzy. But which side goes? This side goes in. Cute here. I like how the yarn kind of pooled on the body a little bit, but in the smaller diameter of the appendages, it's and I just made these ears back stripy. Yeah, it's kind of striping and fun. So there's the 2 ears and the 2 legs, and I just need to make 2 arms and a tail. Just 4 appendages, 3 more to go. And potty training isn't going all that well anyway, so in my mind it's just going to sit there once it gets done. And yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like, whatever. He was really excited about getting some chocolate earlier, but candy seems to be about the only thing that excites him about the whole process. And then I made a significant amount of progress on my daughter's blanket. I became needle bound. Such that it was really hard to move the stitches because the stitches were so close to each other. That and it's easier to show off with the 2 needles instead of the so these are my Addy clicks that are interchangeable, and then my needles from China. And I could count the repeats here, but I think I got 4 of the arrow pattern, which you might not be able to see. It's kind of like one of those magic eye things. If you really look at it, you can see the arrows pointing. But I modified this. This is the Onward shawl, which is written to be knit out of worsted like this, but it's supposed to be a triangle. So I made it into a square by just basically doubling, and then I made the side stitches just 1 instead of what the double would be. And I'm going to, after I get done with a few more garter rows here, I'm going to bind off on one side, work across the next side, bind off on the other, and then work some garter strips on either end, because I think blankets work better as, I mean, I'm not swaddling a baby with it, right? Like squares work pretty good for swaddling a baby. I'm going to be, my daughter is going to be laying underneath it. So, and then this is Malabrigo worsted. It's a single ply. It's really nice and soft to work with. And it's the Melilia colorway. And I've enjoyed it. It's been a fun, quick, I mean, if I were just knitting like a garter square blanket, I think I would have long ago lost interest. But the patterning, while not uber visible, is it kept it fun and interesting, right? Each row was kind of a little different, but yet same enough that it was easy to memorize. And away I went.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I, in April, we'll be doing the Hitofude. And I scanned up my Medium and Fiber Arts Soliloquy in the Envy colorway. So I wanted to show that off. Not that you won't be seeing more of it in the future, but if you had this colorway, I would be envious of you. So I thought it was aptly named. And I'm excited to work with this base. So
You have a thing for green.
I do, but you know, it makes me happy. And that's all I have. That's not even a work in progress. That's just a needle adjacent. Do you have any enabling?
I do not. I showed all of my,
I'm
deep dancing dog dyewood.
I'm naughty. So I was 83 days virtuous. If you read my blog, you know, and have heard all about it. But I decided when I saw that life is beautiful, was going to be part of the Lollipop Yarn update, that I was going to make a run at it, see if I could use my ninja skills to get some of this beautiful colorway that has lots of very beautiful saturated jewel tones. 5 rows each of health, happiness, prosperity, love, friendship, blessings, laughter, and vitality. And I think what gets me is that kind of yellowy green, and the gray, and the actual green, and the magenta. Like, all of it gets me, basically. The turquoise. And so, yep, I signed in to Etsy. I pre-signed in to PayPal. I F5'd. I set the phone, you know, warning. And then once I got it in my cart, I kind of took a deep breath, because, you know, I wasn't like fast and furious. Like, I went, I'm going to have to reset this counter, and I'm not going to be able to say that I haven't bought yarn for 84 days, right? Like, and then I hit, like, I was like, okay, I'm going for it. And if I don't get it, and because of this pause, then it was Yarn Fate. And Yarn Fates brought it to me, and it brought it to me fast. Like, it came in the mail today. So I got it on Sunday at 5 o'clock, and it was in the mail today. So
nice.
Yes. And I wasn't the only person that caught the update, because I saw on Instagram there were quite a few people. Eerily the same picture. Like, I just took the picture and posted it, and then as I was going back through the feed and people saying, I just posted that picture, we're all like holding life is happiness in our hand. Life is happiness. Or life is beautiful in our hand. Goodness. It brought me great happiness. So yes, I don't wish to reset that counter again anytime soon. Like, it was like how can I, how can I not have to?
It's too bad that was one of those, like, stalking whatevers, because you still have your thing from me.
Yep.
But I'm not going to be stalking whatevers.
No, and I had tried to get that before I went on the yarn diet, so. A very nice blog commenter said, well, if you tried to get it before you went on the diet, I don't think it counts. And I was like, I like the way you think. But the whole point of it was to not add to my stash.
Right.
And this is adding to my stash.
Right.
And then somebody else commented that if I used it right away, then it wouldn't be adding to my stash. I was like, again, I like the way you think, but I still feel as if I wasn't virtuous. Like, I cheated. I bought something. So, and then while we were at the Knitting Pipeline Retreat, I bought, but it arrived while we were there, I bought a Tangerine Designs, which is tangerine-designs.com. A really cute pull string bag. It's got the cool little, what is that thing called? The cincher, and I haven't even creased the fabric yet. But it's got a carabiner and a nice little side bag. But ultimately, what made me have to have this bag was the clarinet playing turtle. I also really like the banjo playing owl. I also like the coordinating interior, which is banjos. So got the receipt in there. So this is kind of reversible if you're okay with your string being on the inside. Banjos! It definitely would not fit on my head, but love it. Cool. Thank you so much, Casey, for picking out some adorable fabric. And something will be going into that soonly. And then I bought from Amy's mom the retreat bag in the sling version.
Yeah.
So yes, now I not only have the bucket version, but I also have the one that matches last year's style. as well in this year's fabric.
Yeah, my mom wanted to mention that you can get that pocket put on it too.
On the outside?
That has the Retreat logo.
Oh, fun.
So.
Yeah, it's really big. You can fit multiple heads in it. We figured out last year. And it's got an interior pocket and a coordinating interior.
Yep, and it's reversible.
Yep.
You can.
And I tied the knot in. It's adjustable length there. So, yeah, lots of people. I've seen lots of people at many retreats afterwards carrying stuff around in it. And it's kind of fun because it's incognito to me, right?
Right.
Like it's not screaming zombie apocalypse, but yet it is.
Yeah. You are like, oh, I know that bag.
Yep. And then last, I had bought these several weeks ago and just haven't gotten around to talking to it. I made a Climate Too Big order. So I got some arborvitae, little guys. Really nice finished, not really rough edges, but yet still looks kind of rustic. So I got 12 of those. And then she's kind of branching out into some of non-traditional shapes as far as non-traditional as far as I'm concerned. Like, you get buttons like that, but I've never seen wooden buttons, really. I mean, some of them you do, but like this is an American cedar. It smells woody. So this is more of a buckle. I think I was kind of thinking that I would put it on my Antros, my Shannon Cook, but I did not. I found those perfect ones. And then I got, I'll save those for last. These are little half circles, and they are crescent maple.
Okay.
Maybe they are crescents in their maple?
Probably just they are maple crescents. Yeah.
And now I feel the need to smell all of them. It's kind of the same woody smell. This one doesn't, they don't have the bark on the outside. And then she sent me, very nicely, sent me along some sampler guys.
Okay.
Cool. Some pretty. And then lastly, I saw, and I'm going to try not to get upset while I'm talking about this, but my sister's favorite tree, because she was a forestry major, was the shagbark hickory. And so she had little like emblem tags that they're a little smaller than I thought they were, but if I had looked at like an actual ruler when I was thinking about how big they were, but little tags, I don't know if I'll use them as buttons. I originally thought perhaps I'd put like a little jump ring through and have it be like a, it could be a locket or a, to put them on my keys, the shagbark hickory. But yeah, my sister's favorite tree was shagbark hickory, and there's 8 of them in here, so little taggy, pendanty things. Have a look at my wood. Cool. Yes. Perhaps I'll have to ask her for bigger ones, and then I can make some for my, I just really like the texture of these. But anyway, I'm filling time with needling now instead of finished objects. I didn't finish anything.
We have a review, so
I know. Continue on. March on. I was going to show. This is the 3rd ball. So I have one more. But good. Little guy. Little guy. All right. So for our review, Alana very generously sent us a copy of her new book, which is Botanical Knits too. Yep. So you may have seen she released an early pattern from that, the Sprig, which is a very pretty pullover that has like a non-traditional yoke, kind of off-center, asymmetrical sprig motif, and then the rest is very, very simple. And I guess as an overarching theme, I think that a lot of these patterns are, now you're making me burp, are very, not understated, but they're intricate, but not in a really complicated way, right? So they have the really nice botanical touches, but they're not like over the top, slam, hit you in the face. They're botanical, right?
Except for maybe the shawl.
Yeah, yep. The leaves shawl is but it's got the very great index in the front, as was with her previous. So if you click on any of the things, it takes you to them. And there are, I wrote this down, 4 sweaters and 8 accessories in this book. So we'll just kind of organically go through here. We just talked about Sprig, and that's top down. And it's written for a DK or light worsted. She had a really nice footnote where it mentions that if you do yarn substitutions, she highly recommends the yarns that are in the patterns, but if you do yarn substitutions, to make sure that you take into account the fibers that are in the yarns she used, so that you get a similar effect, which I thought was, right on. And then the sleeve on the Sprig is not a full sleeve. It's like a 3/4 sleeve, and it's also got that same kind of asymmetrical sprig motif.
You mentioned the keeping it within the same fiber family when you substitute, and that was something I never did when I was first knitting, and you burn yourself a lot doing that.
Next one, the next garment is, which are the things that I kind of migrate towards, is the garments, but flourish. It's a classic cardigan, and it grows from the bottom up, which I think would be fun to knit. The vine kind of climbs up the front of the cardigan.
It's just on one side.
And so you're not doing it throughout. I don't know if it looks like it's pieced. But if you were doing it throughout, then you would have to work it several times over, right?
Right.
This is just up the front. And that's Juniper Moon Farm on the Moonshine, which is wool, alpaca, silk, and a worsted weight. Sounds fabulous to me. What else? Yeah, I mean it's a seemingly simple cardigan with that really nice, in this case, flourish. Sprig is kind of a simple pullover, but has that accent piece, and I really think that those understated things are they're a nice touch, right? I mean, you can kind of Tim Gunn edit, right? Like you needed to edit that. And she did, right? She made it simple, straightforward, really pretty. The next one is Bare Branches, and this is a sweater coat with an A-line skirt, and it gathers right here, which those styles look good on me because I'm not really busty, but it would be interesting to go out to projects and see whether or not really busty folks looked good in that kind of style.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like they have positive ease there.
Yeah, I think in the foreword she says that all of these have like 2 to 3 inches of positive ease. Like nothing in this is like tight. But I like that look. And then the Bare Branches has a really cool. It's got a hood and it covers up this the bare branches, the tree growing up the back. So if you looked at it, you literally, when the hood is down and not over your head, you wouldn't really even see this. And then when you put the bare branches or the hood up, then you would see it. I'm going to try to find the picture with the hood down. She's got really great schematics.
Oh, there's,
yeah. So that's kind of cool. I mean, you can kind of keep your inner botanical knits, and then you can reveal it. Very nicely charted. The charts look clear, and the symbols are straightforward. The next one is Sunlit Autumn, which is a lightweight cardigan with leaf insets on the back and pockets. It's A-line shaping, and it's knit in pieces from the bottom up and seamed at the end. The end has a really great section about seaming, which I thought was really educational, like where you should use like a one where you go back and forth and stockinette. What is that? Mattress stitch. She highly recommends for shoulders the 3 needle bind off because that's the tightest seam. It was good. I mean, I like when things have patterns but also have educational pieces in them, right? Like you feel like even if I don't knit the pattern, I learned something by having this book. And then we go into the accessories. Ferns is a fern hat. A fairly straightforward fern hat with Barocco Ultra Alpaca. I can show you quickly a picture of that. I think this wasn't my favorite hat. Not that I didn't like it, but there's another hat that I liked. The Twigs and Willows mitts are the Twigs and Willows motif from her cardigan in the first one, but on a mitt, which I think translates really well into a mitt because you've got the twig going up with the willow buds and then some ribbing leading into that, which kind of offsets it and highlights it. I like them. I think they're cute. Next up, a very, I've not seen shawls like this before. It's a shawl that's knit, the main body is knit and stockinette, and then there's like these scallopy leaves that like kind of join into the mane, and it's knit in 2 different colors in the sample. Which
yeah,
is kind
it
of
feels
fun.
like I've been seeing more and more of those little add-on type of
The hanging offies. Yeah. I thought it was a nice alternative to with the two colors, right? It's like, oh, you could make your leaves a lot of colors. The ivy trellis hat. Now, was that an add-on in the previous one as well? Was that the one that we got for free?
Oh, I don't know.
It seems familiar, but maybe it was mitts and now it's a hat.
Oh, okay, could be.
I really like it.
Yeah,
I think
cute.
it's really cute.
Or were they socks?
Maybe they were Ivy's trellis. I can't remember. The motif is repeated, and I really like it in this hat. It uses Becoming Art MCS Sport. So I've got that Jill Draper Make Stuff my green sport from Rhinebeck that I think would be a really pretty hat. Hopefully you're not getting too much of a glare from our stadium lighting here. And then the one that is kind of like the whiz-bang, like over-the-top forest motif is Forest Foliage. I'd really like to see this laid out. It says it's a semicircular shawl featuring autumn leaves hanging amidst a sea of open work lace stitches. So you would knit it, and I think it would just be really something that people would be just in awe of, right?
Right.
Like, it looks really, but then she goes on to say that it's intuitive and not all that complicated. I, again, have not knit it, but it's a semicircular, and it's got a picot edging.
It's got a lot of charts.
Yes.
But yeah, the one thing that we would have liked to have seen is like one of those, like, classic shawl
The
shots.
shape, yeah.
Shawl shots. Where you're just holding it on your back, and then people can see how it lays, like what the shape of it is.
Yep. And if really intricate shawls aren't your thing, she also has a wrap that is basically just, and she recommends it for
the long,
gradients.
Skinny scarf.
Right, long skinny scarf that just has leaf motifs going. And again, you can look at the schematic, and I wish I could, I don't want to show you the schematic because I don't want to give away the stitch patterning, but
yeah, you can kind of see it at the bottom here.
Yeah, what the repeat is there. But I could see it a hand spun where you purposely have sections of color. It would look neat because each of the leaves would look a different color, kind of like the cacophony of when leaves fall in the fall.
That's true. What was it? A worsted sport? What is it?
Let me look for you. It is recommended spin cycle yarns dyed in the wool, which is a BFL sport weight wool.
Sport. Okay.
Yeah. Do you spin a lot of sport?
Not really, but I probably have at least one.
Thicket is a beret. It's knit from the brim up towards the crown, and it's got a pretty leaf motif. I'm trying to find a good shot of it.
It seems like a classic motif, yeah.
Yep. And Verdure, is that how you say that? Verdure is some cozy, simple fingerless mitts with a sprouting leaf motif decorating the top. And I really like the leaf motif because some of them have, it seems like they have texture, but others
It's
have.
almost better stretched on the hand.
Yeah, like this one doesn't have the texture inside of it, and this one does. Like maybe there's some ribbing inside of that one, and then the other one doesn't have it. And I like those as well. I could see knitting some of those mitts. It is DK, Malintosh DK. She's got little leafies throughout.
Different shape this time.
Yeah, different shape, and that's included in the pattern. The photography is beautiful. As I mentioned, so here's some of the leafies that were knit out of the sample yarn that the actual products were knit out of. And I appreciated at the end a very thorough explanation of how to seam things. So she's got a gal that is quite distressed, yes, because of her garment not quite fitting together quite right. And then pictures of actually how the needle and yarn go in, which is very helpful because I feel like some of those things are left unsaid in patterns, right? Like do the 3 needle bind off, do the mattress stitch. And unless you had somebody show you originally how to do it, you end up going out to YouTube and Googling.
Yeah, exactly.
Googling
Which
YouTube.
It isn't bad.
No.
You know, I'm glad it's out there.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's better than not having anything at all, but
I mean, can you imagine before like the internet and you get this pattern and then it has a lot of that shortcut ease, you know, in it where it's like, and then do the 3 needle bind off. What's that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, I need the Knitter's Compendium or something so that I can do that.
I'll go to my knit group and hope somebody
has
done it. And so she's got lots of stuff going on with that. There's KALs going on that are linked to in the digital copy. She's got a drawing for some of the yarn. And there's a pre-order, so if you buy the actual physical book, it's $22 plus shipping, and then you get a free digital copy of the book, so you're not left waiting. I don't know, it's again, all of her books seem to me like if you bought the bound copy that it would be some, you know, I mean it's substantial and the photography is beautiful and it's not just knitting patterns printed, right?
Right.
Like it's actual book. Or you can get just the digital copy for $18. So, we again thank Alana for including us in her promotions, and I love the botanical theme. I mean, it's fun, the juxtaposition of showing off those buttons and then talking about all these trees and leaves.
I was just thinking about my Twigs and Willows cardigan and how much, like a few people have said it's got a lot of positive ease in it. And some days I like it, and other days I'm like, this sweater needs to be for a busty, bosomy woman. Like I don't quite fill it out like it should be. Maybe I'll bring it to the retreat and people can just try it on. Like, let's see how it looks on you. You have a different body shape. Oh, how about you? What's it look like on you? So that'd be fun. Like a little fashion show. See what it looks like on everybody else. But yeah, to me, like, it's got at least 8 inches. Like, if I grab and go like, you know, it's like, it's got a lot.
Did you intend that much?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think I knit the 38, and maybe then that ended up being a 42, and I'm really a 36, so, you know, like,
yeah.
You know, sometimes you do that, you read carefully and everything, but it fits. It doesn't look huge on me. I just noticed that it's more of a not hitting me, right? It's more of it's there.
Comfy.
Whereas it's not the kind that skims you, it's not the kind that hugs you, it's there. It's over the top. But
so it's not to attract attention, it's just to
keep
be
you warm
comfy
and have a
so retreat news we're now getting to. I didn't feel like we had all that much to say, but here we are at almost 50 minutes.
A review will do that to us.
It will, and it was a great review, so I love that book. The retreat t-shirt pre-order is ending soon. It's on the webpage and in the emails that we've sent out about the retreat. I don't have it off the top of my head, and I don't want to inaccurately. I think it was like the 27th. Is that like Sunday, 28th?
No.
No, it's today, 26th.
Mm-hmm.
28th. Okay. 30th.
Very
maybe.
soon.
Yeah, this weekend.
Very
if you're
soon.
watching is in a timely fashion. So go out and pre-order the shirts if you're interested. After that, they will not be available because they're doing a big screen printing run, and that's how we have them at the price that they're at.
I want to mention that the retreat bags will also have a retreat order deadline. To guarantee delivery at the retreat. The Silver Shed USA, my mom, would like orders to be in by April 26th. So, I mean, this still gives you a month.
Yeah.
That's a month from now. Still gives you a month. But just know that if you want retreat delivery, there will be an end to the madness, and you can go in and order. And then if you miss that deadline and you really want one, you might have to have an Etsy conversation with her first.
She's not a hard woman to talk to, so I
No.
wouldn't be intimidated. We sent out a communique today about the hotel reservations. We originally had let you know that you would need to call in, or the primary on the room, if you're a double, would need to call in and provide a credit card to secure your room. And upon further negotiations, the hotel will be holding everybody in our group's room until 6 p.m. the day of your arrival. So if you said you were coming in on Wednesday, they will hold it on Wednesday at 6 p.m. If you do not call in with a credit card and you get in after 6 p.m., or I'm assuming if you called in that day and said, I'm going to be in after, plane problems or whatever, and said, I'm going to be in after 6 p.m., they would hold the room for you upon that conversation. But if you don't, then they will not after 6 p.m. So if you know right away, right now, that you're getting in after 6 p.m. on the day that you're arriving, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever you indicated to us as your arrival day. I don't think any of the retreat attendees are arriving on Friday, but some of the marketplace folks are.
Yep.
And they're probably not watching, but that's fine. Then you need to call in, and the hotel will be sending out, hopefully you've already received it, confirmation emails from them with your confirmation number. So I also have those. If for some reason, something happened and you didn't get it, please let me know, and I can confirm with them that they sent it and get it to you. But don't, give them a little while to send them out. Hopefully it's soon.
Yes.
I was told soon, so.
Okay. So, yep, we're crossing our fingers and toes that all of those confirmation numbers get sent out very soon, and no worries.
And then if you thought perhaps you were going to teach a class, end of March is when our breakout session volunteer form is closing up shop, and we'll be announcing those classes soon after.
Yep.
We've got some really exciting fun ones, and we've got some really fun, exciting activities that we're doing this year that are a little different than last year, and it's just rolling. I can't believe how soon June is.
Yes, the weather sort of on the edge of turning, but it's still cold.
I had a comment like, I don't know if I'm going to run if it's that cold there. And I was like, you know what? I think I prefer the cold over
sticky hot.
Yeah. Yep.
That's true, but if you get up early enough, you can run before it gets hot.
Yeah, but
Here
we're
in
not
Minnesota.
for our run.
On
the 5K.
This is true.
Yes,
is true.
9 a.m. on that. And then, yes, the excursions are still out there, pending that we don't hit limits on the yarn crawl. And the run doesn't have limits, but I will be ordering swag. So if you get in now versus later, then we can get some cooler swag. So,
yep.
Plug that.
I second that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the yarn crawl is definitely a go. We have plenty of people signed up. There will be at least one large bus, just like last year, taking us here and there over the Minnesota countryside. But no worries, this time it's a half day, not a whole day.
Yep.
So we'll have plenty of time in the morning to have a leisurely time, get on the bus at 1, hopefully get back before supper, barring any sort of problems or difficulties, but everything should run on time.
And Amy's got some really cool guests lined up local.
Yes, I found out from Hank and Pearls that we are getting an Itzo truck show. So that's kind of like Hubu textiles.
Okay, cool. Like non-traditional.
Yeah, non-traditional Japanese. Usually you hold the yarns together in some sort of interesting and novel way. She had some sample wrist warmers. Like you could buy the wrist warmers, but to me it was a sample of the yarn because I wasn't going to buy wrist warmers.
Yeah.
And it was like a silk and merino. It was neat. Fun. So it'll be very interesting. So my shop is going to end up hopefully, well, not, I don't necessarily have a desire for this yarn to be in my shop, but I love any time my shop grows.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they are expanding and getting different lines, but we will definitely have a trunk show and have representatives from that company and
super cool.
Yeah, and hopefully I can get more things lined up to be happening along the way. So,
well, yeah. It's going to be you and some really cool people in a bus.
Yes. It was so much fun last year.
Yeah, I did some data mining and found out that we're about 50-50 on new people that are attending the retreat versus returning, not old people, returning people. And then we have 3 people from Canada, 1 person from Australia, and 36 states represented.
Wow.
That's off of Ravelry profile. So if your Ravelry profile
is inaccurate,
then I may have, if you actually live somewhere else, I may have more or less. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, 36.
The map looks mostly colored in.
What states do we need to hit
We're
up?
missing Alaska.
Where's our Alaska?
They don't want to come to Minnesota. I don't know.
We had one last year, didn't we?
I don't remember.
Okay. I swear we did.
Yeah.
We're
missing some folks up in the northeast. I'll post the graphic out on the forums, and you can see which states are missing.
I did not see the data mining. I want to see which states were missing. Like, which 14 can we hit up to get to 50? But not that there's room right now.
There's not. But we've had some folks come off of the wait list, and that's super exciting. And we're just blathering because we're excited about the retreat and all the planning we've been doing. So we will say goodbye. Have a great next 2 weeks, and hopefully when we return, there will be some FOs.
Oh, yes, definitely FOs, please. 2 weeks, I better have something done.
I better have something to show for it.
Bye.
Bye.